Hello Year 10, it's Mr. Davis here. Welcome to my lounge. You guys have just started on Unit 5 Learning Aim B, which is an assignment called the Talent Scout. Synopsis is that a talent scout is coming to a local gig to watch you perform. You have to prepare two contrasting pieces in order to impress a talent scout, basically. Now, the first part of this assignment is what I've asked you to do already this week, which is start rehearsing towards one of the two pieces you're going to play. Ideally a solo piece, something that you can either perform completely by yourself unaccompanied or with a backing track of some kind. What we're interested in seeing is the rehearsal process. Now, we know some of you aren't too sure about what that means. So what I am doing now is filming me rehearsing for the same thing that you guys are rehearsing for. I am going to start rehearsing a solo piece for the Talent Scout thing, for audition. This video is me capturing the rehearsal process. Now, this is not going to be edited in any way whatsoever. I have not prepared for this in any way whatsoever. What I'm about to do is the first time I have tried it. So let me explain what's happening. Obviously, lesson one, we're kind of trying to decide what we're going to play. I kind of want to try to play a piece called Giant Steps by John Coltrane, which is a jazz piece. Now, this is a piece that I cannot play on piano. I'm working on it, but I certainly won't be able to get good enough for it in a couple of months. I have played it on bass guitar before now. What I've never, ever tried it on is the double bass. This is my double bass. This is where my double bass lives, in my lounge, because where else are you going to keep it? It's too big to live anywhere else. This has not been off its stand since late autumn or mid-autumn even. In fact, I might even be being generous there. I haven't touched this thing in months. Nonetheless, I want to try learning Giant Steps on it. Now, I've already found a couple of bassless backing tracks for it. There's here, we got Giant Steps, fast version, which means it'll be at the normal speed, because Giant Steps is really quick. And we got Giant Steps, the slow version, which is for rehearsal, but I'm hoping I won't need that. I've not listened to either of these. I've just done the search and found these videos now. Now, bear in mind, actually, no, let's just have a listen to it. By the way, your rehearsal videos should be like this, but you shouldn't really be saying anything unless you want to kind of like say, oh God, no, I shouldn't have done that. I'm talking because you can hear my thought processes through this, and I'm probably going to sound confused, jumbled, whatever, but I'm going to be explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So the only preparation I've done for this is put in a search thing in YouTube to find a backing track. First of all, I'm going to have a quick listen to the backing track. And we've got an advert, of course, it's YouTube. 2, 1, here we go. Visual Real Book, Giant Steps by John Coltrane, bass backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What I like about this piece is it's only 16 bars long. 14, 15, 16, and we jump back to the start. So it's just the same thing repeating over and over again. I've forgotten how fast it is, but you know, one of those things, okay? So that's what I want to try. Let's go back, we can start it again in a second. Let's get the double bass out. Oh, actually. Right, this is a bit of a fail. I should have been more prepared for the start of a rehearsal. In order to play double bass, you really need to spike up. This is something that I should have done before even starting anything else. So that is a bit of a mess on my behalf. Never mind, that's about how long you want the spike. Second preparation. If I put the spike on the floor, it's going to make a hole in the carpet. So I need something to rest it on. The book will normally do it. Simon Bond's Complete Uses of a Dead Cat. Marvellous, marvellous piece of writing. So, here we go. Try not to hit the light. Spike on the ground and we're good to go. So, sounds okay? Right. Let's try. First time I've ever tried Giant Steps on the double bass. So, fast version again. Right. Epic fail there. Bass is not in tune. Something else I should have done before it started. This is really not a great example of successful rehearsal discipline. Oh my god, that's really flat. You have a G. Come on, there's a B in there, there's a D in there somewhere. Really out of tune. It sounded in tune when I was trying it by itself, but clearly it's not. Right, let's try that again. So, giant steps, take 3. Two things wrong there. First of all, I'm making it sound too boring. Second of all, I really still don't think I'm in tune. Something's not quite right. Either that or my intonation, which is where I keep my fingers on the bass, isn't correct and I'm messing it up completely. What I perhaps should have done was warm up. Okay, my G string is definitely in tune. My D string is well out. Is now in. It's not even registering that as an E. Okay, that is now, hopefully, definitely in tune. Let's just check. That's roughly where G sharp is. Jazz like that normally, but okay, a little bit more warmed up now. Let's try starting that. Where did I put the remote? Let's try starting that again. So, no, back to the start. Yet again. Actually, let's try and get past that intro thing. There we go. Ooh. More into this now. I'm now looking at the neck, trying to improve my intonation, which is how in tune the notes sound. That should have been part of warm-up, really. Try going 2 beats per note now. actually can't do that. I'm going to take a quick break from playing now because my hand's actually starting to physically hurt at this point. I haven't played this thing in so long. This is such a physical instrument to play. You guys might have similar problems doing whatever you're doing. Your throat might get sore, stop playing. Give your throat a rest. If you're playing guitar, your fingers or your strumming arm might get sore, stop playing. If you're playing a brass instrument, your lips might get sore, stop playing, take a rest, all right? Know your limits. I've just tried playing that with bum 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 bum. So one note played every single beat. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep that up. But fortunately, I can slightly change this because, yeah, that says fast version, which means, I'll give it a minute for my arm to recover. This means slow version. Let's have another advert, as the case may be. Let's see what this sounds like. Skip ad. Yes, thank you. Let's check this out just quick. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot more gentle. Okay. I reckon I could handle that. I'll be honest, my pride's taken a bit of a dent here because I like to think, boom, 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 I could play that fast, I'm that good. But it's been a while since I've played this and I'm not warmed up and I should probably start a bit slower. So what I'm going to do is stretch this arm out a little bit more until the pain in my wrist and shoulder goes away. And then I'm going to take this back to the start, if it'll let me. Right, yeah. And I'm going to try playing it. One note per chord at the moment. That's better. I think my D has gone a bit out of tune again. This is something else during rehearsals. If you're playing an instrument that needs tuning, or if like me you're being an idiot and playing an instrument that hasn't been played in months, you are going to want to be sure that it's in tune. I refuse to believe that the YouTube video is out of tune, which means I must be. That is still good. Close enough. It's difficult to tune an E string. I'm using, by the way, a clip-on tuner, okay? So it's good rehearsal practice to have any equipment that you need with you. This actually lives on my bass, so that's okay. Let's try that again at that speed. Right, okay, back to the start again. There's actually 5 minutes of this, so I'll leave it running and see what work I can do. 2, 3. Too bad. Let's go 2 beats. start again. Walk. So, slightly more confident, but not confident enough to walk all over it. Walking bass is doing that. If I was walking all over it, I'd be walking over every single note. You see, that didn't work at all. Stop that again. I'm going to take another break at this point because my hands started to hurt again. In fact, I might even wrap this up at this point. What I found is that I clearly can't hack playing it at full volume yet, which is annoying because I like to think of myself as a kind of musician that could do that, but I can't. It's one of those things, but this is why we practice. So going to the slower version, I can certainly keep up with playing just individual notes on each different chord. I can walk it, so rather than going bum, bum, I can go bum, 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 bum. So I've identified that that's okay. I was trying to walk from chord to chord, like bum, 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 and I can do it between some chords, but I'm not doing it between every single chord because some of them I can't quite think fast enough about the best notes to go through, like if I have to work through an arpeggio or something to get from chord to chord. This would be the same if you're playing any instrument. If you're a vocalist, you know how to move from one pitch to another. If you're a piano player and you're improvising, what scales to use, how to move around, anything like that. So that's something I need to work on as well. So it's, at the moment, let's be honest, it's stamina, actually keeping going with that. It's speed, something else that I need to work on, and being able to move quick enough and walk through the notes and the chords that I need to walk through to make this work quick enough. And this is just on the slow version, so I'm going to need to get that up to speed with the slow version before I attempt the fast version. So that's it, that's what I've identified. I need to obviously not be a complete numpty and actually remember to set the bass up properly before I start rehearsing and tune it. And since it went out of tune a couple of times, I obviously need to play it more often to actually keep the thing in tune. As I've said, first time, honestly, I've played it in 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So yeah, it didn't like that. So I'm going to need to play it more often, show it a bit more love, basically. Yeah, I'm going to go and write all this up. And this is what a rehearsal video should look like, basically. If you've got any questions about this, send me or Miss Bussy a message. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.